Hi and welcome to the Law Says podcast, where no legal jargons are used. We simply explain the law in theory. Please note that the views and opinions that I share in this video do not constitute a legal advice. My name is Noah Durani and I am your host. On today's episode, we are going to focus on fair dismissal. Oftentimes we focus on unfair dismissals. That's when your employer dismissed you without a valid reason or without following a proper procedure. But today we're going to focus on when your employer actually followed proper procedure and had valid reasons to dismiss you at work. So the law says in section 185(9) of the Labor Relations Act that every employee has the right not to be unfairly dismissed, meaning that you can be dismissed, but the dismissal must be fair. And the law says in section 188 that the grounds for dismissal are misconduct, incapacity, or operational requirements. Okay, now let's break it down, right? We have a misconduct. So in order for you, or when you are being dismissed at work for misconduct, that means there must have been a rule at work, and that rule at work, it must be made known to you as the employee, or you must have reasonably known that there is a certain rule in your work. Let's say, for example, that there is a rule right at work. You work at a retail, and the rule there, it says you're not supposed to take stock or inventory without paying for it. But then you go ahead and take that stock, you take that inventory, and you do not pay for it. Obviously, that is theft, and theft, it is a misconduct. So when you do that, that means you're going against the company policy, you're going against the company rule, and your employer will be justified in firing you. Another example of misconduct will be insubordination. So insubordination, it is when you as an employee refuses to obey the lawful instruction of your employer, and your refusal, it is so serious and you're being stubborn about it. So we'll make an example. Let's say you work at a construction, right? And obviously you have to wear like the protective gear. However, you are refusing to wear the protective gear. Obviously you're in misconduct. You are refusing, and that as a result, you are going against the rule of the company. You know, we have another example. If you are being dishonest, that can lead to you being dismissed. But remember, in the beginning we said that dismissal, it must both be fair, like there must be reason, and also the procedure must be correct, right? So the procedure that the employer needs to follow, it must be the one that you must be let known of the allegations against you. Maybe you must be let known that, okay, there's a theft that took place. You must be given reasonable time to actually defend yourself, or to reason with them why you did what you did, meaning that there must also be a hearing. Right, there must be a hearing, and the allegation must be communicated to you in a language that you can understand. And again, the employer must make sure that there was no any other way but to dismiss you of your duties. Okay, so if the employer has reason enough that there was theft, there was insubordination, or there was fraud, or rather there was dishonesty, and they have made sure that there have been a hearing, you have known about the allegations, and they've also made you know that they are you can find representative. It can be from a trade union or from an immediate employee. So if it happens that the employer has reason enough, meaning that there was indeed a misconduct and they have followed proper procedure, then they are justified in dismissing you. So that was the first ground of dismissal. So the second ground of dismissal that we're gonna tap into, it is incapacity. So your employer can dismiss you if you are unable to do your work properly. So incapacity can be due to an injury or an ill health, or it can be due to poor work performance. Right. So let's look at an injury. If you are injured or you are sick, the employee needs to ask themselves this question: can this person perform their work? Given that you are still injured, or that you are ill, can you still do the work? And if not, they need to find alternative work for you, or they have to ask themselves if they can change the environment to accommodate your health or to accommodate your injury. So if the employer finds that there is no alternative work and they cannot accommodate your illness or your injury, and that you can no longer perform the work, then they have reason enough to dismiss you based on incapacity. But still, there needs to be a proper procedure. They need to explain their concerns to you. They need to let you respond to the concerns, and also for you to find representative who will stand up for you or find reasons as to how or why you need to continue at work, right? So now let's look at where there is poor work performance. If you are unable to perform to the satisfactory of your employers. So what needs to happen is that the employer needs to ensure that you know about the standard of performance that is expected from you, or you could have reasonably known that this is what is expected for you. And secondly, they need to ensure that they have given you like a time, to learn. They have given you the necessary training. They have, given you guidance. However, if all else fail, meaning that they've given you the training, but still you are not doing your job properly, and also they've given you the time, the guidance, and they cannot find alternative work for you, then they will be justified in dismissing you. But also they have to follow proper procedure. Remember, we said that the procedure must also be fair. Proper procedure is them letting you know that you are not acting right, giving you time, and also time to respond to the allegations, and also that you have to find a representative. The last ground of fair dismissal that an employer can base their dismissal on, it is operational requirement, right? So here the employer is undergoing maybe economical change, technological change, or structural change within the company. So economical changes, maybe the employer wants to maximize their profit, and they need to let go of some of the people in order to do that, or they're going through some financial difficulties, and they need to cut costs, meaning that they have to let go of people. And then the technological change, it is when new technology is being introduced into the company, making the position of the employee more or less no longer needed. It is no longer needed. And then structural changes, maybe the management has been changed, and the management may be coming with their own employees, or the management may find that, okay, we don't need as much employees anymore, or maybe a company has been combined with another company known as a merger, and when they do that, they let go of some of the people. So obviously, in order for the employer to make the dismissal more fair, is that they have to follow a fair procedure. That means they have to consult, right? They have to consult with the representatives of the employees, or the employees themselves if they did not have their representatives. And they must give reasons as to why are they letting go of people. They have to, give ways in which they have considered first before the dismissal process. They have to also give the criteria, give a form of how are they dismissing people. Are they dismissing people because the last one was in, they are first to go, or because of their skill, or because of their not requirements, but rather qualifications. They also need to let the representatives or the employees themselves to make representations. And also the employer needs to let the employees and the trade unions or the employees who are going to be dismissed know how much they're going to be compensated for being laid off of their work duties. So in conclusion, is that as much as we have unfair dismissal, we also have a fair dismissal. And a fair dismissal, there must be a misconduct or an incapacity to perform the work, or there must be an operational requirement, right? And the proper procedures needs to be followed. This is the end of our video, and please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. By the way, subscription is free. From me, bye.